Good evening, everyone, all of my fellow travelers on spaceship Earth. It is I and also Jackson. Hi, Jackson. Good to see you there. I need to come up with music here. Let's see. I'll go down tempo tonight. All right. I think that worked. I hope that worked. Do I need this filters? I don't really, do I? All right. So, I spent the weekend at Mile High Con selling comics and actually sold quite a few copies of the entire run, which was nice. And now I'm kind of driven to get back into the saddle and work on issues 2 and 3, and had some ideas and thoughts and realized, you know what? I need to just start all over with issue 2. 3 is probably all right, but 2 had big enough problems with it that trying to shoehorn fixes into it was becoming unreasonable. And it'd be just far easier, and I was getting stuck in my own head. So I've already gone ahead and wiped out, blank slated issue 2, and already have sort of an idea of what I want to kind of do today. So we're going to work on that. I've got sort of a primer on scene writing up here from a guy his name's Scott McLeod, and he talks about how to write scenes and stuff like that, and how to write comics in lengths. And so he says he breaks down scenes into the following lengths. Either it's a micro scene, less than a page, or it's a short scene with 1 to 2 pages, or it's a standard scene, which is 3 to 5. Long scenes are 6 to 10, extended are 11 pages. I've kind of come up with an idea re-entering into the scene, which is kind of cool. All right. So I did take pictures of a couple of things. Like, namely, my notes. Haha, I took pictures of my notes. That way we don't have to worry about carrying the piece of paper around or going downstairs to try to find it. So, okay. Oh, man. So, Splash is already in use. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Take our Millie pen, which we love so much. We're up on the upper layer. A ginormous packet for Japanese too. Here's this massive packet for Japanese too. Jump back. And what does that I'm actually kind of curious. What does that mean, the ginormous packet, for Japanese too? Sounds brutal. Oh, yikes. And you get to write Yobi over and over and over until you memorize it. Right? General object. Because I have to say that. I know, right? Why did they make it so complicated? Oh my god. What is the story with that one stupid kanji? And it's such an obnoxious kanji. Yeah. G isn't so bad. I mean, it's kind of bad, but it's not so bad. Right. Right. You're not wrong. The thing about G, though, is it kind of can at least be somewhat understood and broken down. Right? I mean, because it's effectively the flag, right? And then Earth, and then Momoru, which is to protect. Doesn't help any, but at least it does kind of make it easier to figure out to some degree. I don't know. I break it down because there's just no other way to remember how to spell it. It's the bottom part of Mamoru. I wonder what that bottom part means. Let me look it up. We do have the sum of human knowledge here. Because it's not the actual word they mean. What's its radical? Yeah, that's the one I want. What's that one? Oh, to ponder. I see. So it's to ponder or to speculate, guess, conjecture. It's a grade 6 kanji. And it is soon. Oh. Oh. Says me looking this up. This is much more fascinating. Right. So, okay, so this character here is soon. It's a unit of measurement, about 3.03 centimeters long. But it's still a measurement, right? So you've got the flag, and then you've got ground, right? Or earth. And then you've got a measurement. I get it now. Hey, Brent. That's just interesting. It's the bottom part of Momoru. I did well. I sold. What do my sales look like? Let me see. Yep. So let's see. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sets of comics. So 7 times 3, which was not bad at all. That paid table and covered the badge because it was a $50 table, but then you had to buy a $50 badge. So it was a $100 table and covered food and gas. So, I mean, I broke even probably, roughly. But yeah, that wasn't bad at all. Kind of amazed, actually. Okay, my initial thought was yeah, I had an idea for, well, what I really thought was we've just pretty much got to throw the original issue 2 needs to be thrown out. The points that James was making was extraordinarily valid. Really, issue 2 should spend most of our time trying to kind of center around the kid, Alex. It shouldn't be centered around the ship, because his big problem was he's like, I have no connection to this child before she starts doing things in issue 3. And I was like, yeah, oh, that's good. I'll just delete this one scene and stick her in that scene. And it didn't fit. And it's because it's not really very organic. And so, what I'm going to do now is go through here and talk about the different scenes that we've got and break the scenes out and kind of go back into it. Yeah, well, he's not wrong. And honestly, though it seems like this is wasting a lot of time, what I wasted a lot more time on was sitting here staring at issue 2 going, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to make this work? I'll go erase this one. Nope, that didn't work. I'll put it back. I spent way too much time staring at issue 2 and not going anywhere. And this is much better. Anyway, all the way around, this is a far better idea. Hey, Alfie. Bye, Alfie. And though I think it would be entertaining to see what would happen if you tried to go hunt down James, I would have to remind you that James is still active duty. So there's that. That may not go well. I'm just saying. Oh, well, so no, there was no artwork. That wasn't ready yet. No artwork was made. It was all still in sketch. So we're all good. Hey, Merrick. So nothing has been lost. No artwork's been lost. We weren't ready to do art yet. So all that's been lost is a whole bunch of stick figures, because that's all we had so far. All right. And this is where it's important to have your maps. Where could the Ajax be that they could pick up on this signal? Because really, it'd have to be within days. Oh, noes. What happened to your 3D printer? Oh. Oh, yeah. Merge them together to form Voltron. Somewhere. I need the big maps. Like, I can't figure out why this is taking so much effort. It shouldn't take this much effort. But apparently it does. Who knew? A lot more effort than it needed to. Problem is that Moment is conveniently very center. So any Commonwealth spacecraft in this area would be in violation of treaty. They can't even be in the Camelopartis corridor. Dang it. So how would someone from the Commonwealth figure this out? That's a long haul. Easily 20 parsecs in. Oh, man. Even at top speed, it'll take a while for a ship to get in there. It just isn't any reason. You know what should happen? I should maybe not concentrate so much on, well, I need something to make them decide to do something. They need to have the ship coming in. They need to have the Commonwealth destroyers coming through. Yeah, maybe. That might not be. You know what? If I were to draw a line from Earth that's a big line. Let's try to draw a line that's not quite that large. From Earth directly to moment. Right. So this will be what we call the new moment trade line. And that line is going to move in from soul into moment direct. And it's a gravity line that the home ships can travel on. And I wonder if maybe what we need is no Commonwealth ships at all, but the specter of one, right? So we can open our story at this base right here. Because what we need is a ship that is tootling along like this and then just gets crunched right here on its way into this defense station. Then everybody's going to be on high alert because something happened. No, canceled. Right? We don't know what happened. The ship just got crunched. Now, what really happened was it got way too close to this thread that's forming. And since the thread isn't formed yet, it's causing gravitational problems, as it did with moment. It is a problem child, right? And you could have the same thing happen with one of the freighters that was on its way outward bound. It just gets crunched and destroyed. But that's picked up by the Kittiwake. Because that ship coming out of moment, it's leaving, and it gets crunched right here as it crosses through the thread. It shouldn't be there. Now, no new threads have been created in 500 years. So the first thought that goes through everyone's mind is not going to be that there's a new thread. The first thought that's going to go through everybody's mind is somebody's destroying ships, right? And we don't even need to start with the one up here. We can start with this one right here as the start of the story. In fact, I think we will do just that. That will be what we will do. Also, I'm going to take this page and flatten it and save it as, instead of being there, put it in the maps directory where it belongs. Hey, Colton. How you doing, bro? Just came back from Mile High Con. That was pretty cool. I actually made table. No, I'm on maps for story purposes. Although I am like grabbing the stupid. I realized I never put the tech manual. Never finished this stupid, or I never got the dumb maps translated over. Dumb tech manual. So I've been like, where are my maps? Why do I not have any idea where my maps are? All this work on maps. So interesting. I know. Hey, we're all here to work. Well, no. That's a side effect. That's a pleasant side effect. Is torturing Brent. I'm just saying. TMV2? Oh, the tech manual version 2? All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make these hexagonal because I like hexagonal things. The containers are hexagonal. That might be better. One of the two ships that were in this neighborhood, it was Thomas Bregman. Okay, so Bregman's at the 30 light hour line. Cool. Looks like Colton's beaming in. And Colton has beamed in. Hello, Colton.
Hey.
How you doing, my friend?
Not bad. Figure I'd body double with you.
I'm into this plan. This is a great plan.
Ah, crap.
You're like, Except that I can't remember what I was going to do, but that's okay.
Did I only do 5 of those? 1, 2, 5. Dang it. Okay, I already did. All right. Sorry, I just realized I just messed up. Kinda. We've already done complementary colors. All right, so that's 6 now. So we need to upgrade you. Oh, I hate this. This project sucks.
What project do you want?
It is color schemes.
Oh, look at you, color scheming.
So
Any person, you.
You're supposed to do 5 monochromatic colors schemes, 5 complementary, 5 words, analogous, triadic, and discordant.
Make you sickly.
Discordant?
Yeah, discordant. Make you sick.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And I got 5 more to finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Minus 2, so 7 right now. Merrick Damon, welcome.
Merrick's one of our regulars, but he's just saying hi.
Cool. All right, so if that was yellow and blue, I could actually, it actually would work. I would just make this into a
Oh, there you go. It is to laugh, an evil laugh.
Brent can do things.
You right?
It was yellow, blue. So maybe the triadic would be dude. I guess it's a fun project, don't get me wrong, but at the same time it sucks because I'm just like, can I just paint?
Right.
Just let me just do the colors how I feel like it. Not, hey, make it in this color scheme. Change one of the other complementaries maybe. Could actually change you. Maybe. Actually, we could. Green could be my crazy color. Purple. Blue. Red. So how was Mile High?
It was really good, actually. I kind of like going to Mile High Con. It was one of the first that I ever went to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a home con. And it's kind of funny because this is the first year I'd ever tabled there.
Nice.
So I've never tabled before, but I know everybody. So it was like really funny because like I went there and like went immediately to the con operations, and I'm like saying hi to everybody and talking to everyone. Then everybody knows me and I know everybody, and I'm like sitting in the heart of this convention's operations. Like,
just waiting.
Yeah, I'm like, it's all cool, and like talk to people, and I was like, I gotta talk to all of you people and figure all this stuff out, and so
Go see friends. Yeah,
they were all friends. And then I ran into the guy who sort of created our entire anime fandom here in Denver.
Oh, cool.
So, in 1980, Worldcon came through here, and he was at Worldcon, and they were running Gundam up in one of the video rooms, and he was like, "What's this?" Like, I have no idea what this is. And so he sat down and he watched Gundam for a while, and then was like completely enthralled, and went up to the lady up front and asked, what is this all about? And she told him all about this Japanese anime thing. And so the next month he started up the Denver chapter of Anime Club in his college dorm room, effectively, him and like 3 of his buddies.
Mm-hmm.
And then that grew, and then they finally ended up taking the meeting hall, and they were in that for a while, and then that grew, and then like they kept going bigger and bigger, and then finally it became they joined the Cartoon and Fantasy Organization, which was sort of the big anime club of America. And so they just added of Denver on it, so it was CFOOD, which became Seafood, and because it was of Denver, the Cartoon and Fantasy Organization of Denver.
That's awesome.
And then Seafood went through the 80s, meeting at various locations through here and stuff like that. And then it ultimately turned into the Die meeting, because at some point we broke from the chapters and became Denver Anime International. But after that, somewhere along the line at about 1997, a couple of the Die members were sitting around. They were like, we should make our own con.
Mm-hmm.
And so NDK was born out of this. So,
that's cool.
All of this is directly related to that one guy going into an anime room at Worldcon,
getting into Gundam.
And he still comes to Mile High Con every year, and I know him and he knows me, and and so this year I was like, okay, I need to sit down with you, because he lives in Nebraska now, so he comes out here for Mile High Con, then goes back to Nebraska. So I like trapped him, and I was like, dude, I need to sit down with you and get you onto a Zoom call and record it, so that I can record us talking about the history, because I know the history, but it'd be better if it came from you. You know what I mean? Because like, hey, you could clear up any small errors, because I certainly in 1980 I was not. I didn't even know what conventions were in 1980. My first convention was in 1984 when I went to StarCon. And so prior to that, I had no earthly idea. In 80, I was 8 years old anyway. There's no way I would have gone to a convention. My mom wouldn't have let me anywhere near one. It's just a whole bunch of guys who obviously haven't showered. She would have been like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. So, but yeah, by 84, I was 12, and she was markedly more willing to let me off the leash, so to speak. So, but yeah, it was cool, because like I would love to hear the story from his point of view. And, and he was even saying, this is a good thing to do because I'm getting old enough now that there are good days and there are bad days. And on the good days, I can remember stuff. And on the bad days, and I'm like, oof, that's not good.
Right.
He's markedly older than me. And, he's still very mobile and still moves around and does all of his stuff and is completely, toodles around, does his things, but still very worried that, I'm like, ish, I don't want him to disappear.
Right.
So I got his email, the one he answers, not the email that he doesn't answer, which is apparently what I was emailing before.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, it was cool.
That's awesome.
I got to see him. I got to see the original con chair for NDK was at this convention working this one. So I got to see her, which was good.
That's good.
Now, she and I are, as opposed to Michael, he knows me vaguely, but Dion knows me really well. So, as soon as Dion saw me, it was, hugs, how's everything going? What's happening in your world and stuff.
What's new? That. How's the kids?
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like, I know you from somewhere, don't I? Which is the way it was with Michael, because I'm enough removed. He wasn't in the die meetings anymore by the 90s. He'd moved on. So by the time we'd hit the 90s when I joined NDK's or the die meetings, the pre-NDK world, he had already moved to Nebraska and was already. So he only knows of me because I'm the historian. And so he knows that I'm hunting people down for stories. He knows that's what I'm after. So, he's more than willing to help me out, and he gave me a pen, and he bought my comic.
He knows you're a person.
Yeah, so now he knows who I am, really. So that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
Goodness. But that was, on top of that, I broke even. And I mean, like, I didn't just make table. I cleared table and admission and gas and food.
Nice.
So I totally broke.
Always good.
Yeah, that was actually great. And most of it was my buddies, but that's okay. Because I've never tabled at Mile High Con, so they all were like, "Oh, you made a comic. I want one." So, but
tell me about your thing you do. Yes, of course. This is what I do.
This is what I do, which inspired me to come back home and rewrite issue 2. So,
of course, all about the rewrite.
Yep. So that was cool. That was nice and everything. I'm going to let you hold the fort for a second. I'm going to go downstairs and get a small trash bag. I've got a lot of trash that's accumulating right here because there's no trash bag.
Oh, no.
So, be right back. I'm going to also put more water in my cup.
Oh, that's a very similar color. Got it. Very similar shape. All right, let's try that again. There we go. Are you able to 3D print, Brent? Now that you found your part?
All right. All right. So what color combination are you on now?
Triadic.
Oh,
That's orange, green, blue.
yeah.
What's plan B, Brent? Light it on fire? Please tell me it's light it on fire.
Do what?
Oh, I asked Brent if he was able to fix his piece, but he says no, so he's on to plan B, which I'm asking if plan B is light it on fire. Which I don't think it is, but
Right. Feel a little bit better. I've been Plan B, nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
even better than light it on fire.
Right?
Sounds like a lot of extra work, but I like the idea.
Right, well, and it gets you into orbit.
True.
You know, we can't knock anything gets us into orbit. It's a good plan if it involves orbit.
The gum or the actual orbit?
All right. Yeah. I think I've been
Cannibalize print 2 to fix printer 1. Ah, that sucks.
Oh yeah.
You'll be down to one whole printer.
The old Apache in Iraq plan.
Destroy one to fix the other.
Mm-hmm. That's how they kept those Apaches running.
Mm-hmm.
Finally done with the homework.
Who is?
Oh no.
Which one? Oh. That sounds like terrible homework.
Jackson's doing Japanese homework.
Yes.
So.
Oh, is it Jackson now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
They, them.
They, them. Got it.
I believe they, them. Yes, Jackson? Just making sure. Double checking.
I will remember my hardest.
I know. We do our best.
That's fair. If it's been down, why not use it for parts?
Right? Cannibalize.
You're not working. Guess what you're doing? You're fixing this one so it can work.
No. I still mess up. I've been working really hard on this one. And there are times. And you are welcome.
right.
Right. Out of the frying pan into the other frying pan. $48-page one shot.
That's a lot. Oh, sketches? You could do it in
Sketches,
one
yeah.
night. It's not fun, but you can do it. I know what I'm doing right now.
So you're halfway there.
Oh, okay. I mean, you've already knocked out a good portion. So yeah, then it's not that bad.
I mean,
Just sounded
we're still
bad.
going to sit there and go, yikes. But, yeah.
It just sounded worse than it was.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Hoping that it gets accepted into the one-shot program.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Oh, for Viz? Yeah.
Mhm.
Good luck. Oh no, they worked for Tokyo Pop. That's what it was. I was about to ask him. I was like, "Wait, didn't you already work for Viz?"
Right.
It was Tokyo Pop. Ah, that's what you do. Awesome. Cool.
Oh, there we go. So I opened my issue 2 now with Exploding Ship. That should hold people,
More explosions.
right?
It's always about explosions.
Well, I'm in the commitment range, so I've got to. This is the infamous commitment range Jackson was talking about at one point in time, where if you don't grab them by page 8, so we've got this bar down here now to indicate that we've got until page 8 to really snag the people.
True.
Which matches the. There should be a peak right here on this page, which does exactly happen here. I will steal my own artwork wholesale.
How dare you?
I know, right?
Stealing from yourself.
I'm such a bad influence on me. No. Well, that's actually good. Hmm. Yeah, I think I may have made a mistake, but that's okay. Not a horrible one.
Mistakes are needed sometimes.
Yeah. Just a small.
Go behind the screen. Thank you. Are you doing Rocky Mountain Con or no?
No, I don't think so. Gosh, I hope not. Only because, not because of Rocky Mountain Con, but because I'm just
Conned out.
yeah, I'm out of spoons. I just don't have the ability to juggle it anymore. So
That's fine. I was just curious if I was going to see you in 2 weeks or not.
when is Rocky Mountain Con? 2 weeks?
November 11th?
Oh wow.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Since I work at the hotel now, so.
No, and Galacticon then is 2 weeks after that.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. I'll be going there. See what kind of trouble I can get into.
That's the tabletop one, isn't it?
Oh no, that's StarCon Mark II.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe it's this cold already.
Right? I mean, like, it decided to just jump to cold.
Mm-hmm. Which makes me either worried or we're going to have a cold snap at the beginning and it's going to just be a warm end of winter, or it's just going to be cold and snowy all winter.
Right.
I remember seeing something like we're supposed to be back in like the 70s next week or something like that.
Really? Weird.
I thought I heard something about that. I was like, what? Yeah. By Thursday, we're back in the 60s. Never mind. Sorry, 60s.
60s I can handle. Getting up into the 70s and I start giving the evil eye to people.
Yeah, we already got 5 inches.
Yep.
In October.
Yeah, it took till October though.
We usually only get like dustings or anything, not a full like actual winter.
Right? A real
like,
honest to God storm.
Mm-hmm. It's like, nice, this sucks. You're missing out, Brent. And the snow has been on the ground for 2 days. Usually it's gone within 24 hours here.
Right?
But it did warm up a little bit, so. Yeah, snow, Jackson. Yep, snow. You want it? I'll give it to you. I don't want it.
You
Take
want
it
it. You want it.
No.
No.
No. I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of worried during the Thanksgiving holiday. I'm supposed to work the Denver location. And I'm like,
I'll take rain.
far worse if it's snowing.
Right.
All mad. Parking is the big issue at that location.
Where are you at now, Jackson?
Oh, not like me. I'm like, oh.
I know where you're at, guy.
Yeah, I'm up here.
You're like a 20-minute drive, 30 minutes
I am.
on a bad day.
Yep.
It's 40 on a bad day. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's all rain. That's humid and rain.
Yeah, that suck. Concentrated molecular suck. Nobody likes that.
I think last time I talked to you, you were still in South Dakota or just less. No, you were coming back from Japan. That's what it was. Jackson. Wasn't Jackson in Japan?
I don't think Jackson was in Japan. I was in Japan.
I know you were. I thought Jackson went to Japan.
No, South Dakota, definitely. Yeah, South Dakota.
Never went to Japan. Okay. I remember South Dakota. I remember that part. I don't know why I was thinking Japan. Or are you trying to go to Japan? Is that what it was?
Well, that's a given. I think all of us are trying to go to Japan.
Okay. Yeah, that might have been the last time I remember actually having conversation. It's been a minute. Wave while you drive by. And Lightbox is happening right now. I want to go to Lightbox. That looks like so much fun. That's a convention I want to go to.
Chattanooga. I love Chattanooga. I just love the name Chattanooga. I've known nothing more than the name.
The heck is that Chattanooga?
Right? It's got a choo-choo there. I'm just saying.
Oh. There's a choo-choo in Chattanooga?
Right? Oh, odds are good. I would have taken 70 straight out of Topeka. Yeah.
I drive 70 as well. Speed-wise.
Right. Yeah, no, I take I-70 all the way out to, I guess Chattanooga, and then
Chattanooga.
Yeah. Yeah, someday I kind of want to do the I-70 to Virginia, just because I can. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be so much fun.
That.
You're actually serious, though. You didn't know there's a place called Chattanooga, right?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay.
I was being serious about that.
I see. I was just wondering, because I'm like,
I did not know there was a place called Chattanooga.
Yep, Chattanooga. There used to be a song about the Chattanooga Choo Choo. That's why.
Cool. Bright blue vest for my dying. Blah, blah, blah.
You guys should go to lunch or something.
What is lunch?
And now here you are, trying it again. I don't know. I don't find Denver to be that bad, per se. But of course, I've lived here all my life. What do I know? I'm just happy we don't have hurricanes here. I'm just saying.
I'm just bored with it. I'm just tired of winter.
It snowed once, and you're like, I'm over it.
Yep. Already. I was not ready for this. Did not want it yet.
That's awesome.
I was expecting at least December like usual, but no. Not this amount of snow, at least. I was like, nope.
Yeah. We did miss all of our dustings. Oh, yeah. My generation seems to care less about that. Navin, your generation is 3 years old. He's an AI. He just got online. How can he call himself a generation? Oh well. Well, I may have to go in there and dink with that because people may not understand exactly what I'm talking about because we haven't really established who Navin is, but maybe I need to say, Navin, you're an AI. Oh, yeah. Lane splitting is just brutal. That's the quick way to ask for an accident.
Oh. Oops. That's actually a triadic. Well, no, that's right. No, that's right. Five more to go.
He's still got 25 minutes left in the show.
Perfect.
You're like, I can do this. Maybe. I bought 2 new books while at Mile High Con. One of them written by, Chaz Kemp?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's a local artist. Well, he's married to...
That's the guy with the dreads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. His wife is a writer, and her newest book is called Gunpowder Geishas.
Okay.
And like the cover, it literally looks like a hard suit straight out of Bubblegum Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 2 big mechs standing behind this, so a woman in a battle suit and 2 huge mechs that kind of look like something like Ed 209 sort of style mecha. And I'm like, Carolyn, I think this is the first book that you've ever written that has piqued my interest. So I'm like, I got to read this one.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute. So I bought that one from her. I told her ahead of time because I'm friends with her on Facebook.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm going to be at Mile High Con. And I'm like, okay, good, because I want to get that book. And I mean, she's like, you could order it online. I'm like, yeah, but then I don't have an excuse to come visit you and hang out with you and Chaz because they both.
I also like buying things in person.
Right. And she signed it. And she signed it to me and all that stuff, which was cool. And just great. I love these things. But it's weird to also think that I'm now starting to read novels that are written by people I hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
It is a weird thing, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. She's written like 12 or 13 books too. So she's not an ingenue at this. This isn't new,
Mm-hmm.
She is most certainly moving along at normal frequency sort of speeds. Which is cool.
Yeah, because Chaz and her both are artists, right? She's a writer. He's an artist, right?
Right. He's an artist. He's been out there in the field quite a bit.
Yeah, because he does like very fantasy, cyberpunky type stuff, right?
Yeah, his artwork's hard to describe.
Like it's very Nouveau, if I remember right. Is it
what?
Nouveau I'm thinking of? Art Nouveau, is that the one I'm thinking of? No.
Maybe, yeah, a little Art Nouveau. I would call it Art Nouveau. But if you saw it, you'd recognize it. He's got a very distinct style.
Yeah.
No, he's actually doing some active stuff on his... Well, no, not really. Good, I don't feel so bad.
He's not active.
His Patreon hasn't been active for a year.
Nice.
I don't feel so bad. I felt bad before, but
I was starting to feel bad, not anymore. All right. I felt bad for 2 whole seconds.
Yep. I mean, really, kind of see what style he's got here. If you look at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty straight. I mean, it's like he does a lot of stuff that you'd recognize the style. He's a good
very
guy.
kind of Nouveau-y, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good fella. I like him. I think him and Bob have gotten sideways though, but
Oi, Bob?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that. That's why I was like, if it's the guy I think I remember, there was something, but that was years ago.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, I don't know.
Well, that and then there was another guy that I was working with that Chaz rubbed him the wrong way one day, and I was like, I don't know what the heck's going on, but I am out of this. I am not a part of this.
The thing about Chaz is he's a larger than life personality.
Okay.
And my thought is, the way I kind of think about this is he's kind of he can be sort of like bull in a china shop personality, you know what I mean? And
Makes
I think
sense.
what happens is that it's easy for people to get crossways with that personality. It
Right.
clashes, you know.
I think it was like they were doing work together and like they didn't agree on something and someone got butthurt. I think that's literally what happened.
Yeah.
Which is normal.
And what happens in our world all the frickin' time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't invite them to join Quack necessarily, although I will, now that you mention it. I don't know, every time I get near Chaz, I get kind of intimidated. Like to me, he feels like he's a level up from where I am, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always feeling like, oh, I can't, you know, he's probably got an agent or something, and I'm going to have to talk to an agent. I don't know why I sort of get this like,
I think his wife's his agent, if I remember right.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, I went to their wedding. So, you know, like totally.
Oh, nice.
I attended their wedding. So, like, that's one of the reasons why it was cool to be picking up Carolyn's book. Normally, she writes steampunk fantasy.
That's
and
what it,
though I don't necessarily have a problem with steampunk fantasy at all, it's not my time is very limited. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like it's very, I don't have a lot of time to read, so I don't read anything that isn't the stuff that I know I'll be into.
Right.
So I tend to skip over that. It's like the other book I picked up was this guy who I was talking to him, and he had 2 series. One was a fantasy series and one was a space opera. And I went up to him and I was talking to him, and he was like, well, here's this fantasy series, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what's this one? And he's like, oh, that's my space opera. But here's my fantasy series. And I'm like, no. I want to know more about this space opera.
I'm a space guy. I want space.
Like that's my thing, right? That's my jam is space operas.
Mm-hmm.
I love space operas. So I bought his space opera series, and I think he was not disappointed, but I think he was like, I don't know. His newest series is his fantasy series. So
that's, yeah, I was about to say that's probably why
he was hoping
trying
to
push
sell
it.
me on his new series, you know. But yeah, I often think that. I mean, it's that imposter syndrome, Jackson. That stupid imposter syndrome. I think everybody is better than me. I'm not in Colton's league. I'm not in your league. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an equal to either of you guys, you know, sort of thing. And so I just I'm glad you guys joined me. Like, always glad that you're going to body double with me. I get work done. I appreciate that a lot.
I know. I was sitting there, I was like, I need to get this done really bad. And then I saw you jump on. I was like, body doubling.
Yeah, we'll both get work done. Look at us getting work done. I feel like this is probably not where I want to go with this scene. I'm feeling resistance. I think it's right here. I think I'm good.
Viva la resistance.
Yeah. Not in this case.
Not a good resistance.
This is not a good resistance.
That reminds me, I need to finish watching Castlevania.
Well, it's like I have that one thing. I don't know if we've talked about it. Did I show you the laser etching?
Yes.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I was like, oh, did you?
Well, that was so weird, because that was like this guy like just walks into the convention and is like, here, I etched your deck plans on here. And I'm still baffled by that. I'm like, you care enough about my comic to
Hey, about my deck plans?
Yeah, to etch my deck plans onto the, because it's, one of those ridiculous things that I did while I was building all this background stuff, which I'm happy to have because I like knowing what's in my starship.
Don't you want to know what's happening in your starship?
Yeah. Oh, I got to show you the other thing. Let's see if I can find the other thing. Let's see if the other thing synchronizes, really what I'm asking. Because some things do and some things don't. And we went to sleep. Okay.
Wakey, wakey.
Yeah, start moving.
Eggs and bacon. Alright. I need to bring more green in.
I have so many pictures of George.
George! I mean, he is your favorite cat.
I'm really fond of the guy, He's a little weird, but...
Kind of grew on you.
Yeah, you're a pretty good kid, all in all. If he'd just stopped chasing Dove, we'd be in a lot better shape. But, boy, Dove is his favorite thing to chase.
What is Dove?
Oh, that's our other cat.
Oh,
she's old and cranky, and she hates him.
Because he's young and spry.
Right? She hates every ounce.
Why would you bring this into this house?
Right? She hates him so much.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, see, it hasn't synchronized yet.
I'll just make the clouds green. We'll grab the background blue and this. Here, we'll go dark out here. Too dark.
Too dark. Can't see.
Too dark, too quick.
Right.
There's another triadic. What's this one? That was that. Okay, cool. I got the other one. Gonna do diamond. Yeah, we're gonna do these three without purple. I gotta figure out how to pay for school now. I finally tapped out.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I'm like, well, this sucks.
It does suck.
Talking to my mom earlier, right before I jumped on here, because I was like, I don't know what the frick. Like, it's also hard, just because I've lost motivation because of it too. I'm like, what's the point right now if I'm not going to get my degree?
Why are you not going to get your degree?
You have to figure out how to pay for it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, if I can't pay for it, I don't know how the heck I'm going to make this work. Which I'm still doing stuff. I'm like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Why are you not?
Wow. And the dogs bark.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh, that's totally fine. You weren't bothering me. Although it was kind of funny because there was dogs.
Yeah.
Suddenly dogs. I don't know why I'm having problems synchronizing again. It's very frustrating. It takes a long time for my phone to upload, and that shouldn't be happening, but it is.
What are you using your phone for?
Oh, just the photos on my phone back up to my
Oh, the backup system. Okay.
And it takes forever.
Mm-hmm.
It gets there, but it just does it so slowly.
Right.
And it's like that frustrating thing.
You probably should have thought of that. Oh well.
But it's because there was this cool in the model show. There was this cool poster that this guy had, and it had all the fictional starships on it. Oh, you know what? Yeah. He posted it out on Facebook. I'll see if I can go find it out there.
5 minutes remain.
5 minutes remain, guys.
Shut up, Siri.
Right.
No one cares. Why is that not showing up? I put that on the wrong list. Oh, I did. Son of a.
Yeah, screwed it up, huh?
It's easy fix.
That's good.
Bam. Just delete the blue. Delete.
I'm just rolling down.
Delete. P. X. Dude. Oh, I forgot some. W. Background.
Going back a few days, there's got to be something out here where we can find a thing. Oh.
X. And now we got mountains.
Man, how far back do I have to go? Gosh,
All the way back.
So much. It's like, dang, all you people post a lot. I'm like, all these, I'm only on like forums that are my forums. Like, it's so funny because like, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Wait, I'm looking for something. Stop stopping and looking at all the cool stuff. I am totally doing that from now on. I just saw that joke. The hey, did you see my new tattoo? It's a Klingon bird of prey cloaked. You know, I got a kick out of that one. Like, yeah, I agree. Tattoo, cloaked bird of prey. Totally, that's what it is. Totally. You know what I need to do is just search for the model groups.
We're gonna do red sky. Whoop.
Still going far back. Because everybody did all kinds of stuff over the weekend. You people. This work you've been doing and stuff.
That's what I want to do, dad trick.
Right.
Super dark to push that back. That's supposed to be foreground.
There you go. I'm not giving up till I find the things. Just saying.
Finds what he's looking for.
This cool poster, which I saw at Mile High Con. There we go. Just go into his photos here. Find these things.
Mm-hmm.
So, this guy made this beautiful poster. Yeah, zoom in. And it is effectively every starship that he could get his hands on in TV and
oh wow,
media, and it's just the silhouettes, right? So it's like all these Star Trek ships, and Babylon 5, and he's got Star Wars, and they're all in the right order, Farscape ships and everything like that. And then I went in there and was looking, and I have to switch to looking at the poster, and because it's kind of hard to show, but this was in there at the bottom.
huh?
He put the Kittiwake in from Bellatrix Rising at the bottom of the poster.
Huh.
And I was like, what? Wait, what? I was like all baffled. Like, freaking, he put it at the bottom of this beautiful poster, and this poster is so lovely. And it's exquisite. And it's so cool.
It is cool.
And it was like, and there was the Kittiwake in that poster. And I'm like, that's a thing. So I'm kind of fascinated by it. That's kind of why I'm a little spurred to get back into this thing and get back onto this, finishing this.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm like, there are people who are in these outer orbits, and I'm starting to see things showing up in different places, references to Bellatrix Rising, and it's like, wow. It actually says Bellatrix Rising, and it says Kittiwake. I'm like, that's so cool. So I saved it because, of course, I was like, and then, of course, I bought one. I bought a poster. I'm like, well, that had to happen. Because I'm not going to let that one go.
Right.
So that was pretty funny.
That's cool, though.
It is cool. I was just like, whoa, my ship is showing up places. I mean, I think the Kittiwake's a pretty hot little ship anyway. But since it was in the model show, I was like, well, I know what this means. I was like, Brent has been working on, whether we could print out a Kittiwake or not. Now I guess it's kind of a given we have to print out a Kittiwake.
Now we have to.
And then I'll paint it, and then I'll put it in the model show. That'll be kind of fun. Especially since it'll be literally, I built it from scratch, like scratch built model. Get all of its markings correct and all that stuff, and that'd be fun.
Right.
I was thinking about changing colors on the Kittiwake because I've got her with a light blue, and I don't think it looks too much like a British or a German ship or German airplane of that era.
What's wrong with the German airplane?
World War II German airplane. But it was still like, I'm going to do this real quick while we're still here because I've got a minute or two before I'm going to bed. We still have to see whether it's printing over there on Brent's machine or not.
I don't think Brent fixed it though. Brent's slacking.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Or asleep.
Or asleep. Both could be true. So, what if I used my blue that I like so much?
No Zool, only blue.
I've been saying that the colors for the Unity were this pale gray blue, which I don't think I like, and the sea green, and then the orange. Yeah, I agree. We're probably going to be giving I'm going to be giving my resin printer over to Troy's kids because his kid is right now into the printing thing. So I think I want to do that. That'd be cool.
I thought about getting into that. I have a friend that's like, hey, if you want them. I was like, I do. I just don't have a place for them right now.
Yeah, well, resin, the problem with resin is it stinks. That's been my problem.
That's fair. You're not wrong. It definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
That's my last update.
I kind of like that.
Everything else is triadic.
Yeah, but you can get pills and stuff to help for that.
Yeah.
If you're really suffering from triadic, you can definitely get some kind of, they've got adjustment
You don't
pills
say.
for that.
You don't say, huh? 25, 24. Never mind. Not 24, it's 23.
See, I feel like this is a better color combination.
Yellow.
You don't know because I didn't switch to my drawing monitor.
How dare.
I know. So you don't know what color combination I'm dealing with.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
No. This is not the military version of this, or the battle version of this. Battle colors. Definitely. But yeah, that darker blue works better. Before I had that ghost gray, and I'm like, that's not cutting it. And a much more dramatic combination. I don't know if I like that sea green though. What if I use the marine green? Might be better off than that marine green. Yeah, that might be better. I don't know what you think. What do you think?
That's cool.
That darker green, as opposed to this lighter green that I had before. This color.
I like the darker green.
I think I do too.
It pops out more.
Yeah. What you think, Brent? Darker or lighter? Olive drab.
Polka dots.
Olive drab, huh?
Olive drab.
That's fair. That's the Marine's color is drab green. Wait, this is the Marine's color, that green, which is, it's not quite olive drab, but it's close. But I do think I like the darker blue. I mean, this is my, what I call the perfect blue. It's that shade that I find to be absolutely perfect. Like, there's no perfecter color. This is the blue for me. So I kind of like
the only blue for you.
Yeah, and I don't know if I ever told you the story behind that.
Wasn't it Pepper that got you onto it?
No, well, I mean, maybe, but I mean, it was the.
I thought Pepper made it at their.
Yeah. Good night, Brent. We will see you later.
The color things, watercolors that he was making you guys.
Yeah, there's this one shade of blue that just is like, it's perfect. It's like I just see it and I'm like, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea why I felt like this shade of blue was perfect, but it was. And one day I was at my sister's house, and she had this little stool that belonged to my great grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And during one of the moves, the army crushed it. They dropped something on it and completely shattered it.
Okay.
And my sister was devastated, but my dad said, "Hey, I can put that back together."
Mm-hmm.
So, he did. He put it back together for her, and he actually managed to do a pretty good job on it. He put it all back together, and then he resurfaced the seat with some fabric he had laying around the house. Well,
that's cool.
I saw the fabric and I was like, that's it. That's the perfect blue. And it was ultra suede. I don't know if you're familiar with ultra suede, but it was a synthetic fiber thing that was very popular in the late 70s, early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It has almost a rubber feel, almost, not quite, but I mean it's suede, but it's very, very soft, and it's got almost a rubbery feel to it. And it was this blue ultra suede, and I was like, that's why I of course I had asked my dad, and my dad was like, oh, it was some of the stuff that mom had, my grandmother. My
Mm-hmm.
grandmother had a fabric shop, and so I grew up in this fabric shop. And I realized what had happened was probably she had some of this blue ultra suede, which feels really soft. And for neurodivergent people, tactile is a very big thing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
to me, when things got a little too stressed out, I must have gone and, hid in the ultra suede. I remember hiding in the ultra suede, but I think that blue was what I was, kind of clutching to as a kid or whatever. So there's this seat that my sister has that was like in this ultra suede, and I'm like, well, if you ever die, I want that seat. It's got the perfect ultra suede, and she's like, because she didn't want to give it to me, and I don't blame her, because after all the fight that stupid thing went through, I don't blame her. She doesn't want to give it up, and I'm okay with that. So we're cleaning out Dad's garage, and in the storage unit after he'd passed away, and we're cleaning it out, and we pull this map out. These maps because my dad was into maps, and he had wrapped the maps in that ultra suede.
What?
So, Gia looks at me, I look at Gia, and she's like, well, now you can have your own ultra suede, and you can stop wanting my stupid seat.
Now you can leave mine alone.
my stool alone. And so now I've got just a batch of this ultra suede that's in this perfect shade of blue, and it's just like the perfect shade, absolutely perfect shade of blue. And it clearly was what was left of the bolt of fabric that as a child I snuggled with, when everything got too overwhelming and I couldn't deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've got this now, this little batch of, and it's actually quite a significant amount of this ultra suede. And that's just so cool. It's like I now have, and then of course George slept on it, so now it's covered in cat hair, but I'll fix that at some point because ultra suede is polyester, so you can wash it. So it's not that, it's no big deal. I think I'm going to call this, I'm going to save this, and then we're going to
call it a night.
Yeah, and then we'll call it a night.
That's fine. I'm almost done anyway. I got this one, and then I just got to mess with the final piece, and I'm finished.
Right. Anyway, so I have been laying heavily. My uniforms in Bellatrix Rising are this shade of blue, and now I'm thinking I'm going to make the ships this shade of blue too.
Nice.
So it fits. Everybody's sort of that, and then the bad guys can be like orange and red, or I don't know, evil colors. I'll come up with a better color combo, but. Yeah, the great thing about navy, though, is the navy pretty much goes with all colors. It's really pretty straightforward. And kind of a navy blue. It's a little bit richer than a navy blue, but still. I wonder if I can find, while we're talking about this real quick before we go. Because now I'm curious. There is a legal color for olive drab. That's cute. Six B 8 E 2 3. Why didn't you do that? How do I make it go to a hex color? Jeez. .42 red. .7 green. 56 green. Apparently you can't have a .7. And 14. Interesting, because that doesn't come up with a hex number you called for it, but that's all right. That's not right. It's not the same color. He said olive drab, and now I'm thinking olive drab, so I'm like, or huh. It's interesting because that's also not what we came up with. Oops. Yeah, it's a little lighter, but not that bad. All right. Okay, my friend. I'm going to bug out.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you for joining me, though.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime.
Yeah, I appreciate the time. And everybody else out there, Jackson, if you're still out there, if you're still with us, probably not. Jackson maybe crashed too. So that's okay. To everybody else out there, have a lovely evening and keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.